our body is much influenced or shaped by the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So being emotional beings, our thoughts shape our emotions, and our emotions shape our bodies.
Greetings, dear viewers at the Hagne space. We love you so much. We care for you. And that is why we are here, bringing you conversations that build. They build you in our three key pillars, which is about inspiration, awareness, and education. Our purpose and our aim is to build your wellness when it comes to spiritual, emotional, social, physical, and financial wellness. And in today's conversation, we are going to be speaking mainly on emotional and social wellness. And I would like to start by reading you some quotations that connect to our conversation today. One is from one of my best pastors. He's called David Sekavoga. And allow me to read. It's a quote from a book on the law of forced efficiency. The quote says, "Whereas you may not get time for everything, you can get time for what is most important." And then I have also followed one of my inspirational speakers, Maureen Healy. She's a social and emotional expert. And in her book titled An Emotionally Healthy Child says, "I do what I do because I want to see more children grow up happier." Today's conversation is about how do we get children to be more happier through supporting them towards emotional wellness. And I am here with a very esteemed guest who is a potentialist. She will tell us more about herself. And she's also a coach in emotional wellness, in business, helping you to identify who you are. You're so much welcome, my guest.
Thank you, Agnes.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm super happy to have you on this platform.
It's a pleasure to be here.
All those many years.
Yes, it's been a while.
You know,
My OG.
it's been a while. It's been a while, but God is good.
All the time.
We are here to speak to our audience about emotional wellness, about children.
Sure.
But before that, I would like you to introduce yourself. Tell us more about the potentialist in
Thank
you.
you. The potentialist.
Yes.
Hello, viewers. I'm Felicity, the potentialist. I'm an inspirational speaker, a mindset coach, or a wellness coach, and a business development consultant. I help people to discover themselves, maximize their potential, and also fulfill their desires. Find us at Felicity Haguma, that is Facebook, Instagram, The Potentialist, LinkedIn, Felicity Haguma, and on our website, hmfadvisory.com, or physically locate us at Gikondo, KK565, near Bank of Africa. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much. That aligns very well to our today's conversation. And thank you for accepting the invitation to come and
You're most
speak
welcome.
to, the people that follow us at the Hagne space. I've been asking myself, this whole thing of emotional wellness, what does it mean to us as human beings and to us as parents? Because and when I was trying to prepare this conversation, I was thinking about the fact that it's almost holiday time, parents are going to be busy, but the children are at home.
Sure.
What do we mean by emotional wellness?
Thank you. It's actually, this is a topic I love most.
Mm-hmm.
Human being, we exist at different levels,
Yes.
different dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
There are spiritual beings, emotional beings, physical beings, and mental beings, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the time you take care of the body, but our body is much influenced or shaped by the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So being emotional beings, our thoughts shape our emotions, and our emotions shape our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever results we see here now, it's a set of emotions which are shaped me from my childhood. It's very important that we also take care of our emotions, because emotions shapes our reality, shapes our physical wellness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's
Wow.
very important that you take care of that aspect. Take care of the emotions, be mindful of the things, how we feel, because our feelings, it's an indication of how we're thinking.
Yeah.
And also reading to the physical results we see. So the results we are seeing, either the illness, the depression, is as a result of the emotions I felt before. Yeah.
Something that has been troubling me is, again, on this journey of trying to help parents to support their children, especially regarding emotional wellness. I listened to a podcast some time ago, and the person that was speaking asked a question actually, which it was like he was asking me.
Okay.
He asked a question: does your child know your voice? Does your child know your language?
It's a deep one.
It left me asking myself, oh, okay, maybe not. But what do you say as a wellness coach? Does your child know your voice? Does your child know your language?
Yes. It's a deep question. Asking such question to parents, it brings awareness. Asking yourself, does your child know your voice? Actually, does your child know you? Because they know you physically. Once in a while, you express yourself in a certain way. And in another circumstance, something triggers your emotions and you act in another way. That's now the question. Do they know you? The kind of person, the passionate person you are, the tender person you are, that person who was also wounded at a certain time. It's also good that people get to know, or the children get to know that, yes, even my father, my mother was raised in a certain way, might have been wounded in a certain way, and those emotions shapes our reality, shapes our families, our relationships, and it's that deep understanding who you are, so that you can give your best. So feel free to express yourself the way you are. Let your children know you. Get to understand, tap into those emotions, the deep emotions of who you are. Connect with yourself. Yeah.
But the whole point now is that, sometimes even like you can't express yourself, in absence. You're not at home.
At times you're
How,
actually at home, but you're absent-minded as well.
Uh-huh.
Physically there, but absent-minded. Yeah.
Now let's think of this parent that is busy. So basically, this child doesn't know my voice because probably I come in late when they are sleeping
Okay.
and I go very early when they are still sleeping. They don't quite connect my communication efficiency. Like, when do I communicate what to them? And probably on Saturday, you have to go to the farm, you have certain meetings, and on Sunday, you all preparing to go to church. There's that question. Do they really know your voice? When are you angry? When are you hungry? When are you happy? When are you frustrated? All those things. I really want, like, from your own experience, what do you think about that absence, and how does it contribute to a happy or a bitter child?
Yeah. Thank you for that question. Normally, people get to know each other when they spend time together. With the busy lifestyle we are into it now, it has become difficult for parents to raise children to be there for them. But it goes back to each and every individual to ask themselves, where is my priority? What do I want from this relationship, parenting relationship? What kind of child do I want to raise? As you started with the quote that you might not get time for everything, but you get time for what matters.
Exactly.
So if it is a priority for you, you'll create time. So it goes back to in each and every parent. Asking yourself, what kind of child do I have to raise? We are here raising awareness that yes, life is difficult. Lifestyle has become complex. but we can create time for the people we love, for the things we are looking forward, desiring most. So if you want to raise a child who knows your voice, you have to create time for them.
Yeah.
Be there with them.
Yeah.
With the 24 hours you have, maybe probably work for 16 hours. Considering the time to go to work, considering time to preparing to work on the jam. So those 16 hours, we are left with 8 hours. No, actually, let me say 14. Then we are left with 10 hours, where we're supposed to be sleeping 8. These days has even become difficult. We can't even
You can't
attain
even get
8.
I don't
So
know
let
when
me
the
say
last
6.
time I slept 8 hours.
Maybe let me say 6 hours. So are there the rest, the 4 hours? How can you use it to the maximum with your priorities? Is your family a priority? Are your children your priority? And what kind of child do you want to raise? Find time for them. Create that great moments, because a child, when you are raising a child and you are there for them, they cannot forget that time. And when you are getting old, they create time for you.
Yeah.
So the challenge you're having these days, the parents are complaining that I'm getting old, but my children are never there for me.
They are
But
far.
you were never there for them when they're young. So we need to be conscious, be mindful. What am I sowing? You need to be mindful that this is what I want out of this relationship, parenting relationship. Create time for them so that they can create time for you. Be emotionally present. However much you are busy, even at home, you reach at home and you're opening your computer, your laptop, I need to finish this project. Even if you are there, they can't see you. You're emotionally absent.
Yeah. There is
So that voice,
you have reminded me, Felicity.
that voice you're talking about, they don't know you.
Yeah.
They have never connected with that parent who is joyful, actually. Everyone has the good and bad side of all aspects of life.
Yes.
We've been wounded, we've been disappointed. You go at work, your boss does not respect you, and you come at home, you feel like you can't even talk about it. Especially like men, they don't talk about those emotional wounds. I'm a man, I cannot cry. But
That's
when you
right.
have a family, when you are bonded with the children, yes, of course, you cannot talk about everything that you've been wounded or disappointed, but you have a family comforting you. They are there for you. You be there for them, they'll be there for you.
Wow. You mentioned something that reminded me of my secondary school teacher. He used to say that students, and we would all turn, even like some of us, our minds would be, somewhere.
Yeah.
And then he would say, students, I can quickly see that some of you are physically present, but you're mentally absent.
Yeah.
And you've just said it. So sometimes we are home, we are physically present, but emotionally we are very
Totally
far.
absent.
We are absent. Wow. Let me ask, does that have anything to do with what I will be as a child in the future?
Oh, yes, of course. Because we are a total sum of what information you collected from all the senses. What you have seen, what you have tasted, all the senses. What you've had, what you have felt. So that's why me and you are different, because your background is different from mine. So whatever I have gone through has shaped my reality today, has shaped who I am. So when you want to know how the person was raised, you just look at the behaviors.
Wow.
You cannot deceive. Just look at the person, where they react, how they behave. You know that, this person, if you critically look at it, if you are sensitive or aware of people's emotions, you'll get to know that this person was abused when she was a child, was mistreated when she was a child. This is what she was given. Yeah.
Oh. But now that one also reminds me, Felicity, if I don't have, I will give my emptiness.
Oh, yes. You give what you have.
As a parent, just like you said, I'm a sum of everything that I was given.
Yeah.
But how do I migrate from having nothing emotionally, then I have given birth to children, and I want them to have everything emotionally. How do I help myself to get rid of the void, which I walk around with, but I don't want to see in my children.
Okay, that's a good one. If that person was given bitterness, you give bitterness.
Uh-huh.
So whatever you're given, that's what you get. But when now you come into a relationship, you're starting a family, you become a mother, a father, then you realize that you are supposed to be raising a child. In your own way, you are wishing for a child to be in a certain way.
Yes.
And realize that you're not given that. The first step is to be aware. This, what I have been given, I cannot transfer it to my child.
I've been given bitterness.
Yes, but I cannot transfer it. You can really look at what is good in yourself, because everything is within. You cannot find it out. If you realize that you are supposed to be giving love, find it in your heart to look for love and give it out. But if you realize that what I was given, it is not really something good, work on it. So the first thing is to be aware. What do I want to give to this child? Which child do I want to raise? So if you realize that what you've been given, you don't want to transfer it, work on it. But the challenge is, most of us do not know that we are giving what we have been given.
Yes. Now, how do I help myself with all the bitterness that I was given? Sometimes it's even difficult for me to know that I actually received bitterness. You
don't realize that what the kind of behavior you have, the kind of person, everyone knows that this is Felicity, this is Agnes. You don't know that it has been shaped by what I went through. And I have accepted this in my character. But is your character helping you or serving you to be a better partner, to be a better parent? It all goes back to every individual. Assess yourself. Is it my behavior, this character I have, is it helping you to raise a child in a way that I want? What I have gone through, I don't want to duplicate it.
Yes.
But I can offer a better, I can offer my child a better childhood and give him or her a better future. So be aware, seek support, go through the process of healing. Find a counselor. Find someone who can help you to go through that process. You can heal, you can be a better person. But ask yourself, who do I want to become? Can I change my character? Can I be a better person so that I can raise a better child? Yeah.
Just like you said, it is from within. And you talked about something that I want us to even discuss more for the benefit of our viewers. If it is all within me, how do I convince myself that the me has a problem? Because I've seen some people struggle. I've grown up like this. One, they don't quite can tell that who they are has a problem. And they have the fear that if people see me in a different version, then they will say, something is wrong.
Something is wrong.
You know, he or she has been bewitched or something has gone wrong.
Talk about that.
How do I, come out of that? Can I call it a cocoon? Like, how do I help myself to understand that, like which kind of support can I get to be able to identify myself in the angle that I'm not happy about? See, even when you may not tell me, when I go somewhere in a quiet space, I will know the person that
Definitely,
I am. Deeply.
That side of yourself, which you don't like as well. Actually, people don't like it, and you are the first person to know.
So now, after knowing the dark side of me, how do I come out to say, you know what, Felicity, I am struggling with this. And how will you help me to now accept the newer version of me as a parent? Because now what I'm doing, I'm working on myself so that the son, the daughter that I'm taking care of will be a better version.
Yeah. Thanks for the good question. How do I come out of that hiding the dark side of myself? So, as I mentioned, the first thing is to be aware of that side, that you don't like it. the child has been playing there and you're shouting. All of a sudden you come and shouting. So then you go and say, but was it necessary for me to shout?
Did I have
What
to?
is the issue with me? So if that is now working on you, telling you that their voice inside is telling you that, but that was not necessary. Then it will also tell you that it is time to change. And normally no one can change anyone. I don't believe in changing people. You just make them aware of what is there, then they'll change themselves. So when time comes, you realize that this is no longer serving me. You make a decision. You set an intention to change. And a way will come your way. You'll find a way to work on that. And because this is a process of personal growth or personal improvement, it does not come instantly. People will not realize that you are changing. You change progressively. And they are getting used to the changes you are bringing on each and every day. The time you change completely, they will never know. Because they've been seeing you evolving to another person.
And then they will just appreciate you.
Yeah, they appreciate whatever move you make. They say, actually, this person is getting better. Then before they know it, you are changing to the person you have been looking forward to. So being aware, having intention to change, and also walking the journey, accepting that yes, however much it has been tough on me, I can be a better person. Then the process, when we start the process, it becomes smooth.
I like what you said, that we change progressively, because I think there's this. Sometimes when you know what is wrong with you, sometimes you're so bitter about yourself. You want things to work out dramatically. But I like what you just brought in, and I hope our viewers are going to enjoy this also. You have to accept that you have lived with this as a young child, as a teenager, as an adult, and now as a parent. And all those years spent with bitterness, with emotional brokenness, it will not change overnight. It means, therefore, that the change will be gradual and you will start to appreciate yourself. And this is when I think, you start saying, oh, it's okay when you go back a bit, like you move 3 steps, then you go back 1 step, and then you pick yourself up and go like that. So then you don't blame yourself. But now as a parent, I am busy. How do you have tips of, what would help me now to be present for my children? Because you see, what we are looking at here is how do we help our children to become better versions, emotionally well.
Actually, children are the best teacher we have, because it's until you have a child that you come to realize that, okay, so if you see your character in your child, you get angry. Because I keep asking people that, can you stay with a person like you? Can you marry a person like you? Definitely not. So if you raise a child and realize it is typically you, it irritates you. So the time you realize that this is a character I don't want in that child, then the time you realize that it is in you, they are the best teachers. They help you to heal. They are the angels helping us to heal. In the process of raising them, because we've never been parents, we are learning on the job.
Exactly.
So if we are learning the job and realize that, okay, this child has picked my character, start working on that. But you can only work on that when we are there. When you have seen your child has that character, you have to be present. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. Those aspects, it has to connect. So that this child, if you are starting that journey of healing, they are the best healers. They are the mirrors of what you have inside. Because you have given them already what you have.
Exactly.
So when they start mirroring your character, that's the time you start working on yourself.
So parents should be aware and be on the lookout for what are the things that they don't like in their children,
It is them.
And then they
It is
assess
the
and say, you
mirror.
know what, this is me.
Yes. Normally they say that the person in front of you is your mirror. If I can see some negativity in you, it means it is in me.
Especially that I brought you here. I'm the one taking care of you.
Definitely. You invited me, I came and you hosted me and you gave me what you had. Then I started mirroring what you gave me. If you realize that I have a bad character, maybe it's time you work on yourself.
Aha. Wow. That's a deep one. Felicity, how do people look out for you in regards to, helping them to be emotionally well with their children? Because I know that is a big problem. Someone might say, oh, I think I've been struggling. I've been seeing me in my daughter, in my son. But can I go to Felicity?
Definitely, you can join Connect and we help you. We don't look at emotions on one aspect. We look at holistic wellness. So if you realize your child has an issue, then you look at the complete set. The physical wellness, the emotional, the spiritual and mental. So we don't look at one aspect. Actually, it's about the complete holistic wellness, helping people to discover the dark side of every aspect, so that you have a fulfilled life. Helping people to live a fulfilled life, maximizing their potential. So you can connect with Felicity Hagoma, the potentialist. We are on social media, we are on Facebook also. We have an office in Gikondo where we help people connect, discover themselves, and heal that process of healing, become a better version of yourself.
I like when you mainly speak about the journey. So whoever watches this video, you should know that if you happen to look out for Felicity, it is a journey. It's not an overnight thing. Yes.
That process of emotional healing, it's a journey. It's a journey, and you have to be committed to walk the journey when you're ready for it. So this is a sort of awakening, creating awareness, raising awareness, telling people that you can be emotionally healthy, you can raise an emotionally healthy child. If you're intentional, you can have it. But remember, it is also a journey of healing. Not all of us are perfect. Actually, we are perfect in imperfections.
We are imperfect. We are perfect in our imperfections. Yeah.
If you want to change any aspect of life, you can change it anytime, anyhow.
Yes.
You have the power to change anything you don't like in your life.
That is right.
Yes, it's a journey.
Wow. As a parent, I have so much to ask, but I want to find out if I grew up with bitterness, with emptiness, with, a lot of things, the void in me. And yes, I accept to work on myself, but the journey continues until we are glorified. But I'm also babbling with a question about the fact that does this have anything to do with stable families? Can emotional wellness, impact positively or negatively? Can it impact, family stability and the human beings as they grow up?
Definitely. As I said, we're emotional beings. And the emotions are shaped by our thoughts. Since we have been shaped by what we have had, what we have experienced, the package I was given, I brought into the relationship. I started a family with that. My brokenness, my emptiness, I come knowing that I was not loved when I was young. I'm looking for my partner to fill the void. And the partner also creates something different. So I'm bringing it so that you can see where we come from and the package you bring into relationships. So when we bring those packages into relationships, we are forming another package.
And a tough one to deal with.
So if we never worked on ourselves to heal, to go through the process of healing, then those two packages, you are forming now a new family. That's what you give to our children.
Oh, is it not going to be an inflated balloon?
So, of course, when they bring the positive and negative, of course, it is going to match. That's how you get electricity. The negative and positive are supposed to be together. The male and female are supposed to be together so they can form something. So when we form a family, we bring the good thing. Everyone bring the positive and negative, positive and negative. If we are now the influencer, you take the lead. Then the head of the family will dictate all, give the best. So that family have formed. Now we're going to raise the children from that perspective. If all of us are broken, that's what we are giving to the children.
Yeah.
They are going to be broken.
Yeah.
As they grow up,
And
they transfer the same.
Unfortunately, we never get to know that we are giving,
Normally, that's what they say, karande. That's what it means. We are transferring these patterns through generations. Until someone said that, no, in our family, I was never raised happy, but I'm going to create a happy family.
Until there is somebody.
Until someone said that, intentionally, I'm going to create a happy family. Then you go for it.
I hope you're
That's
listening.
being intentional. What do you want out of this relationship? What do you want out of your children? What do you want as a future creating? Of course, we are raising future generation. So this generation we are starting now, transferring your knowledge, your skills, your emotions. What do you want to transfer? So you have to be intentional. Be mindful of the things you're creating. Yeah.
Wow. And intentionality, friends, intentionality means it's going to be hard. Of course, you have to let go of that person that you have walked a journey with over time. As you spoke, I was reminded of one of the people that I like so much here in Rwanda. He's a preacher. And he once spoke, like he demonstrated what you bring in a marriage. That if you have been broken for 27, at whatever age you get married, say you have been single for 35 years and you enter marriage at 35, and maybe your partner is coming in at, say, even older than that. So let's imagine a number. Someone is 27 and another one is 30. So for him, he said that what you bring in that marriage is the sum of your age and your partner's age. Definitely. So if it is 27, the other one is 30, it is 30 plus 27. So they are bringing bitterness or brokenness or emotionally damaged people are coming together as a summation of 57 years. And he was saying that you have to be very, very intentional to break the like to take 57, divide by I don't know what number, so that it will become 0. It might take you 5 and 5.7 years. That means if you give yourselves a target, breaking and cutting them down,
to be committed to
you have
to
to
that.
be very committed. So parents, as you parent the children, be mindful of what you brought in that home, in that relationship. If it is a baggage of so many years, you have to figure out how to find a dividing factor to make sure that you're breaking,
And seek support.
And seek support.
Seek support.
Yes.
Teachers, preachers, mentors, coaches, counselors, psychologists. You have a lot of the ecosystem is there to help. But you only need to ask for support. You need to realize that you need support so that you can seek support.
In some of the cultures, people feel like for me to share my weak side, it's a problem. However, it's not a problem to seek support. Because when you seek support, it means you have identified a problem and it's going to be solved. Again, a problem identified is halfway solved. So, but that is what we lack as human beings. We stick so much on the culture. If I say this, then people will look at me as a weaker part. And yet, if you disclosed and told people where you're struggling, maybe that is where your solution will start from. So, I just wanted you to speak into telling parents, it is also good to break the barriers of thinking it is such a bad thing to share how you feel
The problem shared is half solved. But the thing is, probably we share with people who cannot help us. They judge us, they tend to judge us. And when they judge us and you share your story, you hear it from your friend. Someone else is talking about your story. That's why now we close up. We don't want to talk about our problems. But there are people who are professionals who can help you, who cannot disclose that information. So be open, find the right person to share that problem with the intention of finding a solution. Not only talking about our problem because we want to talk about it and we are just sharing with friends, but find someone who can help you professionally to go deep into those emotions, go with you through the process of healing, with that intention that, yes, I'm committed to make it happen, and I'm looking for the right person to help me go through that process. And it is possible, I'm assuring you. The healing journey, I take it like peeling an onion. The more you peel an onion, for you to get at the heart of the onion, you have to peel.
Yeah, and there are so many layers.
So many layers. So that's how I take the process of healing. Today you meet your counselor, you talk about one issue, reaching remember that actually that was not the only issue. Tomorrow you discover something different. So that process of the 37 years, 25 years, 50 years together, it's a process you are going to be peeling off unwanted habits, unwanted emotions, unwanted patterns. The more you discover it, peel it out. It's just a process. Don't get tired. It's a journey, and enjoy the journey. Just enjoy the ride.
I like that illustration of the onion. Especially that I do a lot of cooking. Now I know.
So as you peel the onion, imagine you are peeling off those patterns you no longer want, you no longer need. That pattern you brought into the family and you have transferred to the child, and you are seeing the child is becoming unbearable. The child, parents will tend to say that the children of these days are becoming something different. No.
But there's always
it is just our mirror. Whatever you don't like in that person, know that they are reflecting your patterns. So instead of judging that person, just peel the onion. Your onion. Whatever I discover in that person, that child, your niece, your nephew, whoever is in your surrounding, just know it is within you. So look for a professional helper who can help you to go through the process, because when we talk about our personal challenges, emotional ones with our friends who cannot help us, we are only creating that pattern in them actually. That's how hard it is. The more I listen to your story without helping you and becoming judgmental, then you tend to duplicate emotions as well.
I take, like, you're giving me.
Yes, you are putting it out on me and you're taking it to you. Now, since you don't have a support system to help you overcome those emotions which I transfer to you, then it becomes a burden to you. That's why it is very important to look for professional helpers.
Wow, Felicity, you've reminded me of something, and this is something that parents should take note of. It's been about 2 years, I remember. One of the children that was in the same class with one of my children had an issue. And that issue went on and on. And it was an emotional issue. But because one of my kids is their friend, so they shared. And when they shared, this one, my own, decided he will be praying about it. He's owning it and he sleeps over it, and he wakes up in the morning and he talks about it. In the night when he comes back from school, he talks about it until I had to intervene. But now that you say it, and I want parents to listen, it is very important, one, even when it is not your child that is mirroring.
Yes.
It can be an emotion that is coming from
a
friend. And that emotion that is coming from a friend may also go a long way in the life of your child.
Yes. we are magnet. We are energy. Human being, we are full of energy. Whatever you come across, as I said, the 5 senses, either from your parent, from your neighbor, from the maid at home, the helper, whoever, the caretaker, we have been programmed. So if your child is talking about with having a friend who has emotional breakdown because of family issues, they listen to the story, they own it.
Yeah.
And you deprecate it.
And it becomes
they deprecate it. Comes and share with the sibling at home. They deprecate it.
And it also causes some sort of hatred. Like hatred. The 2 kids are now emotionally connected. They are discussing about that issue.
Yes.
But then they are now going to hate the other person.
Yes.
They are going to gang on hating the other person.
The parents probably of this friend of theirs. And that's how you transfer the emotions.
And now the hatred will go a long way in the life.
Multiplying.
Wow.
Multiplying.
Wow.
As they say in Rwanda,
exactly.
Yes, my father has been mistreating me, and you are talking with your colleague at school, and when you see the father coming to pick the child, your friend, he said, that father, I know, he's not treating him very well, and you start hating. And look at now the parents, other parents, in different way. And by mistake, if my father starts behaving in a certain way, then I put all of them in one basket. I make a conclusion.
You're like the other guy's dad.
We tend to relate. And we actually say that you attract what we think. So if I started behaving, no, my friend's father was misbehaving with my friend. Then I start looking at the same pattern within my father. Then I conclude that it has happened, yet I've been attracting it without knowing.
And at the end of the day, all fathers are
the same.
Bad.
They don't care. So when you grow up, you are now start your own marriage. Will you care?
You won't care. If you're a boy, you won't care.
Yeah, you won't care.
If you're a girl, you're like...
This is how men behave. My friend's father, you saw it in your father, then you duplicate it, then it has become a pattern. That's how human beings are. Where did this start?
Wow.
We look for the source.
Wow.
We peel the onion.
Wow. So, friends, we need to start peeling the onion. And maybe the other thing that you have triggered me to speak about, I know in some schools, there are counselors. I think they need to take this seriously. The counselors in those schools, please speak to the children, because now we know that the damage that your child has can damage another child and another child and another child. And before we know it, we have a generation of broken children. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
I know this is just the beginning, because I feel like there's a lot to unpack.
Sure.
But for purposes of our viewers, maybe we give them like 2-3 takeaways that they will keep pondering. I already have mine. I will keep peeling the onion. But I know you have a lot in stock. Yes.
So as we said, the question was, does your child know your voice? Who is filling the void within your child? So the first thing is to ask yourself, what kind of child do I want to raise? Be aware. So be intentional of the kind of child you want to raise.
Yes.
Be there for them so that they can be there for you. Be aware of your patterns, of your emotions, of your wounds. Seek support so that you can go through that journey of giving the best. Even if you're not given the best, you can give the best. It can start with you. You have what it takes. So work on yourself. It's a journey. Seek for professional support and be there for your children. That they'll be there for you. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much, Felicity. And you have reminded me of, there's a video, it was mainly about teamwork. I watched so many years ago. It's called the fish philosophy. Parents, you can look for that video. It's mainly speaking about be there for the team, be there for your children. So being there is not just the physical presence, but be there. Accept to fight, accept to laugh together, accept to do all the funny things, play together. And there's something, again, being there means you will also apologize when you make mistakes.
Oh, yes.
You will, even before you apologize, you will realize that, yes, I made a mistake and I need to apologize.
There are things you need to do because you are teaching your child. If you cannot apologize, how do you expect him to apologize?
And then you tell them, what did I tell you at school? You need to say sorry. Yes, they say that's school.
Yes.
But what about at home?
Yeah. So give what you expect to be given.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, our dear viewers. And we hope we are all going to work together to create that child, supporting God to have a child that is happier in the future, a wife, a husband, a member of community that is happy, that is a full human being. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, we encourage you to subscribe, to share, to like, but more so, we want you to give us your comments, because your comments help us to develop more and better content for the world. Remember, our goal is to bring you conversations that build. Thank you so much for viewing. Until next time.